Shalom. This is the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, started out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, underneath Commanding General YAHANNA. We are not affiliated or associated with any other Israelite group. Hey, today is Tuesday, man. It's Brotherhood class down here in South Carolina. You know what I'm saying? We're going to dig into some heavy topics. We're going to answer questions if anybody have any. But tonight's discussion in class and title is about depression and poverty and violence amongst the children of Israel, man, which is something that we have a lot of in our communities right now, man. Right. You know, a lot of people have taken to social media and to television and YouTube to discuss a situation that happened today with the rapper Takeoff, who was apparently shot in the head or neck while at a bowling alley with the other rapper Quavo. You know what I'm saying? And not just to speculate on that and make it like a big popular topic, you know what I'm saying? But situations like this happen all the time and repeatedly in the black and brown community, man. Right. You know, he just had a big influence. So, yes, it's the talk of the town. It's the talk of this year's situation that he got killed and murdered like he did. But even with those situations, man, we have to look at that. And we have to look at that in all of our communities, because that's what happened to, what's his name, Takeoff. That happens all the time, man. That happens all the time in the black and brown community, and it needs to be addressed. You know what I'm saying? Why are these black men dying like they are? Why are we killing each other? You know, everybody's saying being a rapper is a dangerous job. No, being a black or brown man is a dangerous job, man. You know what I'm saying? It's a very dangerous job, period. The hate that people have for Israelite men it's ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? Like, this even goes back to ancient times. Right. This go back to ancient time where they have had a perpetual hate for the men of Israel. You know what I'm saying? Like, you see women getting killed as well, but who's the number one target in America right now? Who's the number one target in America right now?
Black men.
Black men. Right. Black and brown men. They kill us at a phenomenal rate. Black, brown, and Native Indian men, we are targeted at a phenomenal rate. You know, you got brothers that don't even know that they're Native Indians or Reubenites. Right. And they suffer the same, you know, depression and poverty that we suffer. They get targeted. They get killed by police officers, gang violence, all of these different things that affect us. And this hatred that has been for our men has always went back to ancient times. And we're going to show you, man. And General YAHANNA brought out something very heavy, man. He said, why did the Lord destroy ancient Egypt? And the lady couldn't answer the question. And, you know, General YAHANNA dug into it. He said because of how they did the children of Israel and how they oppressed us for 400 years. And General YAHANNA said, what other nation has did the same exact thing that that Egypt has done? And he said America. America has had the children of Israel in slavery for 400 years. They did the same exact thing, you know, the ancient Egypt did to us. Right. You know, I'm going to go into the scripture and show you. If you could you get me Salaki?
What you need?
Salaki, let me get that real quick. I think it's in the book of Exodus. Exodus 1. I'm trying to think. 15. What started matter of fact, we'll start at 8. Exodus 1 and 8.
Exodus 1 and 8.
Yeah, we're gonna show you the comparison of how Egypt is modern America today, man. We'll start at Exodus 1 and 8.
Exodus chapter 1, verse 8. Now there arose up a new king over Egypt, which knew not Joseph.
Right, so now there was a new king over Egypt that knew not Joseph, because Joseph was famous in Egypt for saving Egypt, those filthy bone-eating Hamites. Joseph saved them because of the prophecy that Pharaoh told him about. Pharaoh had a dream, and he told Joseph, and Joseph broke down his dream to him because he was a prophet. And Pharaoh knew this, and so he broke it down and told him what was going to happen. And everything that Joseph told him what was going to happen, and happened. And Joseph ended up being like the vice president over Egypt. and he made Egypt great. It was the children of Israel underneath the Lord that made Egypt a great and mighty empire. But after Joseph died, after so many years had passed by, there came another king who knew not Joseph. Go ahead.
Verse 10. Come on, let us deal wisely with them,
Slack.
lest they multiply and come to pass that where there falleth out.
Slack, we gotta get 9. Slack about that.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Nah, you 12.
All right. Verse 9. And he said unto his people,
And he said what? And he said what?
Behold.
And this is what they gotta understand. Pharaoh said, the king said this to his people. He didn't say this to all of Israel. He said this to his people. Right. Going to show you that not all nations are supposed to be together. Right. It's no different than now. You don't think the president of the United States sit down with his people and talk to them about how they're going to destroy black and brown people? You don't think the so-called Jewish people sit down and talk about how they're going to oppress blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians? You don't think the NBA board, the people who run the NBA, you don't think they sit down behind closed doors and talk about the billions and trillions of dollars they make and how they're going to continue to keep us oppressed and how they're going to continue to keep their foots on our necks? Right. Why do you think, what did they tell LeBron James when he wanted to speak against the gun violence that was happening amongst his people? They told him to shut up and dribble the ball. Right. You don't think those people who run the NBA could change all of that? They're not trying to change that. They sit down with their people. Go ahead, Salaki.
I'm going to take it from the top.
Come.
And he said unto his people, Behold, the people of the children of Israel are more and mightier than we.
Right, and that's the same thing now. It's a lot of us. It's a lot of, they try to make us separate so it doesn't seem like it's a lot of us. But when you take blacks, Latinos, and Native Indians and you combine us together, it's a lot of us. Right. We would outnumber the so-called oppressor, man. We would outnumber them, and they know that. And that is the main reason why they like to keep us divided. And that's the reason why General YAHANNA, the work that he's done, man, to help bring back the 12 tribes of Israel, it is very important. Because what he's doing, he's creating an empire. He's creating an army underneath the Lord, man, which is going to bring back blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians to be one nation, to be one people, to be powerful. You know what I'm saying? What's his name? Charleston White. You can tell these people are watching the I.S.U.P.K videos. They're watching these videos. They're watching our classes. We might not think they're watching these classes. It might be 5 people watching this class right now. But you better believe these videos are going to begin to circulate. And people are going to begin to watch these videos and learn and study. And sooner or later, these schools are going to be packed out of the damn doors with people who want to learn. It's going to come a time of day where these doors are going to be open because there's going to be so many people trying to cram into these schools to learn this, because they're going to understand and realize that brotherhood and sisterhood is truly here in the I.S.U.P.K, man. Right. It's truly here. And these doors are going to begin to be piled open with people, because you're not going to find this in your church. You're not going to find this in your gangs. You're not going to find this type of love and solidarity in the Muslim mosques. We was watching today, because we were watching The Godfather of Harlem. Right. Who killed Malcolm X?
Another Muslim.
Come on. Right. Another Muslim. Get a brother a hand, he right. So-called Muslim. Killed Malcolm X. They had the same belief in everything. You know, you don't see brothers in this school sitting back, hey, look, man, I'm gonna kill so-and-so. You don't see me and they are sitting down together, hey man, we need to deal with the cause, man. Take him out back. You shank him, I hold him down. Like, we ain't doing that, man. It's real brotherhood and sisterhood. You ain't got a sister sent behind closed doors. Oh, and that B so and so, she thinks she this. F her, you know what I'm saying? She think just because her husband so and so. It doesn't work like that in here, man. Right. It's real brotherhood and sisterhood in here, man. You know what I'm saying? All that other stuff that you see going on in these streets is nothing. That ain't nothing. That's just look. I feel sorry for a lot of these young brothers and sisters, man. Especially these young brothers in gangs. You know, obviously on Trooping AR, he was watching a music video from the town that he's from. He's from Anderson, and he was just pointing out people in the video who were in the music video right beside each other, holding hands, like not holding hands, but an arm around him. Like, you would think that this is his dog. Like, this my dog, this my nigga, this my dog, this my nigga right here. Right. But these brothers killed each other, murdered each other. Like, where's the brotherhood, man? Where's the sisterhood? All you brothers in them gangs, man. You want to learn true brotherhood? You know what I'm saying? Your big homie ain't doing you right. Come in here, man.
All right.
It's work to do. There's work to do. Listen, you're going to be on them street corners and you're going to realize that day, like, oh, damn, this is it. This is real warfare. You think going to slide on what? Sliding on little so-and-so from the block, you think that's work. That ain't work. That's easy.
Right.
The white man been sliding on us for 400 years.
Damn right.
They been locking us up, putting us in prison. You think you a gangster. You're not a gangster.
Right.
You just a genocidal maniac who wants to kill his own people.
Right.
You got suicidal intentions. When you want to kill your own people, you want to kill yourself. Who you killing? When you kill your brother, who you killing? You killing yourself. That's your brother. That's your sister. Selling dope to each other. That's genocide, man. You know what I'm saying? Your Christian churches, they so disgusting. You ain't heard nothing from these churches, man. I don't even know. Your churches even still around? That's how quiet they are, man.
Right.
Still around to get that collection plate.
That's it. That's the only thing that's going around. The brother, right? The collection plate. They gonna get that. It's a church everywhere, man, and everywhere them churches are. Guess what? It's gangs and ghettos everywhere.
Right.
We the only ones that stand on them street corners, man. So like, you got it out.
Pick it up from 10.
Come.
Verse 10. Come on, let us deal wisely with them, lest they multiply, and it come to pass that when there falleth out any war, they join also unto our enemies and fight against us, and so get them up out of the land.
Right, and this is what they knew, man. This is what these filthy Egyptians knew. They knew how to deal wisely with us, man. They dealt wisely with us. That's what America does to us now, man. Not just America, but wherever blacks, Latinos, and Native Indians are at, these people deal wisely with us.
Right.
You go to the UK, guess what? They're doing the same thing to us over there, man. They're finding out ways how to be wise when it comes to dealing with us. Taking the best of our people and giving them things, man.
Right.
Taking the poorest of our people and making them rich. You know, what do they do? Like, you know, Kanye said it himself, man. You know, like the so-called fake Jew, man. He runs this music industry, and this isn't a myth. This isn't anti-Semitic or nothing. These people run it. They make billions of dollars off of it. Hey, shout out to them. They making money. They do what they got to do. Matter of fact, on the Breakfast Club, they had one of the so-called Jewish, what was he? He was one of the what's the word I'm looking for?
Somebody, that white guy?
That white guy, he was on the Breakfast Club, but he was like one of the main record label.
Yeah, I think he's in his
Yeah, he was contradicting himself. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, he contradicted himself.
Oh.
I can't think of his name.
When it comes to me, I'll bring it to you.
Right, and so he contradicted himself by saying that, you know, the only reason he promotes that violence of that music, and the reason why he would choose a gangster rapper who promotes death and violence over somebody who pushes, you know, positive music, is because he got to get fed. He got to feed his family. He know death music sells.
Right.
He know violence sells, and guess what? He sells it in the black community. You think he letting his kids listen to all of this gang violence, man?
Right.
He might, but guess what he gonna tell them? Don't do that. Don't be like them. You can listen to their music, but don't be like them.
Right.
Don't sag your pants. Don't worry about no jewelry. Don't do that. Them people are nothing. It's filth. They just do this just to get their money. That's what they do. They deal wise with us. You know what I'm saying? You got it up.
Leor Cohen.
That's him. A Jewish man. He's a Jewish man who's made, like, you see him, he's been around for years. He's been around for so many years. It's crazy. He's had his arm around all the famous rappers. Jay-Z, Dame Dash. You go back, he's had his arm around all them famous rappers, and he has made billions of dollars, man.
Right.
Sent his kids to college, put his families in good situations. You know what I'm saying? Took vacations, runs the world. And you can only imagine how many of our women he don't slut with. Don't slut it out.
Right.
Don't did a ton of our women dirty and filthy. Because they have learned how to deal wise with our people, man.
Right.
And that's what we got to understand. We're dealing with a heathen nation, man, who looks at us and know that we are greater than them, mightier than them, stronger than them, and all of these things, man. You know, black people, we're stronger than them, man. We're stronger than these heathens, man. We're way stronger. You know what I'm saying? And there's more of us. And they're afraid of what would happen if we came back and served the Lord, man.
Right.
They're afraid if we come back and serve the Lord, what will happen? Like, the time is coming. The time is coming where everybody that's in the NBA arenas playing basketball, one day they gonna walk out. One day they gonna take a whole month and not play basketball just to show these bastards, you know, the truth about the power that we have.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You got it, nigga.
So like I said, if I could,
Come on.
yeah, I was about to say, because they basically like they need us, because like without our opinion on anything, or without us helping them build their empire, you know, they can't make no money off of us.
Damn right. Like nobody's listening to Jewish music.
Right.
What's a Jewish rapper name? You seen the one that they showed that was
The one for Kanye.
yeah, he's so unimportant. We don't even know his name. Nobody, like, even people that are Jewish don't even know who the hell he is. Like, they don't go to his concert. You got Jewish people who don't go to his concert.
Right.
The Jewish rapper who was dissing Kanye. And everybody was laughing at him because they was like, yo, how you gonna diss Kanye back with rap? It's like, shouldn't you be doing some type of Udodian somewhere? Like, Udodian. Like, ain't that what your people do?
Right.
So you gonna rap back against a rapper, something that black people invented? Like, y'all contradict yourself. Like y'all said, they need us, man. You know what I'm saying? They're afraid of us. And they would love to get us up out of this land.
Right.
They would. But they need us. And that's the reason why you can't go to some of these cities around. You can't go to certain neighborhoods around here. Like, you can never step foot in a Jewish neighborhood and think that they're going to let you live amongst the rich. You like, think about all these Jewish billionaires that they have, these millionaires. They live in certain areas where a black millionaire could never come stay. As soon as you're trying to move in, no. You got to go down the street. Go down the street. Not here. Not here. This is Jewish. He's like, but I'm one of y'all. I'm your brother. You know, I make y'all millions. No. Because the Jewish man is racist also.
Right.
He's a racist. He's anti-Semitic. You know what I'm saying? They have taught us how to be enemies with each other, man. We don't become enemies because guess what? They'll take one of us, a poor rapper, give him a record deal, give him millions of dollars, put him up on the pedestal, make him ride through the hood, flashing everything that he got, and guess what somebody gonna want to do? They gonna want to kill him.
Right.
Oh, this nigga think he gonna come through here flexing? He ain't doing nothing for the hood. It ain't this brother's fault. Go ahead, Op.
So like I said, if I may again.
Go ahead.
Just like that rapper, Young and Ace. You see what he said? He said that the police told him that he couldn't even get security. No armed security. They said he couldn't get no bulletproof trucks. None of that. I'm guessing they probably have a life insurance policy on him, just waiting on him to die.
Is he still alive, right?
Kind of say yeah. He the one that got shot, and I think his brothers died, and 2 other friends died in the car with him.
Oh, yeah, kind of Florida.
In Florida, kind of.
Florida. Yeah, you better believe that these devils do. I'm not trying to be a conspiracy theory, but I do believe that these so-called music executives have big boy insurance policy on our people. You know what I'm saying? Somebody was saying that, like, people have been doing the conspiracy theory thing. They was talking about how Young Dolph died, Mo 3 died. All of these people signed with this with Empire, the Empire record label. And they were just saying that it's funny how all of these people are dying. Right. How they die, you know what I'm saying? And you got it up.
Crazy Bone, remember Bone Thugs and Harmony?
Kind.
He had a video. Well, you know, he has his own podcast. You know what I mean?
Right.
And on the podcast a few years ago, he was mentioning how back in the day, remember once upon a time the rap was mostly conscious.
Right.
All the big people as far as music got together. They had a big meeting. You know what I mean? And make a long story short, what they did was, you know, gave people stocks in prison. They wanted them to change the narrative of the music and make it more volatile, so it can corrupt the people and send more people to jail. So if you follow, like they said, if you follow the money, you'll follow. It'll tell you everything. A lot of these executives, that's what music.
Right.
They own private prisons.
Right.
You know, and you can pull up the video whenever you get a chance. It's crazy Crazy Bone. I forget the name. I'll pull it up for you and give it to you later.
Most time, I gotta look into that because that makes perfect sense. That makes perfect sense. Like these people deal wise with us, man. Like the scripture says, they deal wise. That's a wise thing to do if you're an oppressor. Why not? If you know that you're a music executive and you're making millions of dollars already, right? You making millions of dollars. Like you might back then. Who they had back then? You had Ice-T, Public Enemy, who was KR. And back then, you know, you had Tribe Called Quest. They were making good music to where you could go have a good time and not get killed. Right. And who signed NWA?
That other Jewish guy.
Come on now.
I got you. Don't worry.
Come on now. Come on now. It was a Jewish man.
No. That's not him. I got you. Right.
Yeah, it was a Jewish man that signed NWA. And guess what he did? He helped push gangster rap. Right. And guess what? When NWA started pushing that music, guess what happened? It was like an atomic bomb of violence, man. Who became the number one murder city and capital when gangster music dropped?
L.A.
L.A.
And the guy you talk about is Jerry Heller.
That was a piece of trash right there. Salaki. Like that was a filthy heathen right there. Yeah. And guess what? That was a part of their plan. They seen that it worked. That was the first time gangster music had really got pushed. They seen what it could do, and they said, you know what? We got to deal wise with these people. If these people could do it and we can give them millions of dollars, who else can we afflict with this music? Let's find some more gangster rappers. Next thing you know, everybody was rapping like California, making gangster music. And gangster music took off. And from the 90s all the way into now, gangster music has affected our culture, man. Right. And the only thing it is just our people rapping about how we live, man. We rapping about what goes on in our neighborhood. And you seen how rap music has progressed over the time. Like the brother said, it went from positive music, gangster music, pimps and hoes. Even in the 2000s, music wasn't even so violent like it is right now. You got it out?
Yeah. All you got to do is go to YouTube and pull up Crazy Bone, reveals the music industry connection to private prisons. And it'll take you right to that interview.
Yeah, in South Carolina, sooner or later, we're going to have a podcast down here, man. Right. We're going to have a podcast down here. We'll probably shoot it every Friday. We'll probably have one down here also. We'll probably make sure that thing goes on every Friday, and brothers and sisters will be able to, we're going to get it to where you can call in, you can chime in, and, you know, we can discuss certain things like this. Right. But it'll be something that we can discuss amongst our people, man, right. Because we need things like this. You know what I'm saying? And you think about the plan, the diabolical plan that these people have come up with. You know, you run the music industry. You know, you got this gangster rap. You starting to see that effect that it's going to have on your people. It's hustling. Right. It's hustling. You like, well, look, let me go ahead and get one of these jails. Let me get a jail. Matter of fact, let's build a new jail. Let's build a new jail. How many people we can get in here? Oh, I could put 100,000 people in here. How much will I get for 100,000 people? We'll give you about 20,000 for each body. Do the math. 100,000 times 20,000. It's a lot of money, man. It's a lot of money. And then you start thinking about the impact that it'll have on the community. Like, you know, you take these fathers out of the household. What does the scripture says? The only way you can bind a strong man is if you take his household. You know, the only way you can take over a man's household if you bind a strong man. Right. So if that man's in jail, guess what? He's binded. Right. He's in prison. How you gonna control your house if you in prison? You think them kids gonna listen to you from the wall? Hey son, don't do it. Don't do that. Okay. Where my son at? Oh, he out in the streets. A good movie for that is South Central. South Central. Good movie to watch. Go watch some of them black cinemas. Go watch South Central when you get some time and see what happened to Lil Ray Ray. Lil Ray Ray daddy got locked up. And guess what Lil Ray Ray started doing? He started following in the footsteps of his father. Right. Because his father was binded. Father was binding, man. These devils, man, they have done a number on us, man. And now we don't become enemies amongst each other, man. Mm-hmm. Like, we don't become enemies amongst each other. And it's hard to fix that, man. Because once blood gets shed, it's hard to fix the problem. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's easy to talk to two brothers if they about to fight. You're like, hey, man, y'all brothers stop, man. What's going on with y'all beefing about? Hey, man, he said this, he said that, this and that, this and that. You can de-escalate that. But when somebody get killed, it ain't too much talking you can do. Right. Ain't too much talking you can do when, man, he shot my cousin 6 times. I'm gonna kill him. Man, y'all brothers gotta calm down. Calm down. You better get out my way.
Right.
All reason go out the window.
Listen, I understand. Cause anybody do anything to one of these brothers of his, listen, just saying, like, listen, I most definitely get it. Like, I get it. It's like we can go back. It's like we can go back to the scriptures.
All right, we on verse 11.
Come.
All right, verse 11. Therefore they did set over them taskmasters to afflict them with their burdens.
Right. That's your slaveries. We got taskmasters, and guess what? They made our own people our taskmasters. You know, our black politicians, our Latino politicians, our Christian pastors. You know, you got the Christian pastors in the Catholic Church, and you got the ones in all our neighborhoods. These people afflict us, man. What's that senator name down there in Georgia? I can't think of his name, but he was a pastor. He was the pastor at the same church Martin Luther King was at. And he ended up becoming a senator over Georgia. We just seen him. I forgot that bastard's name. Something like it. He is a brother. Not Hershey Walker. Hershey Walker's retarded. Hershey Walker has a huge head with no brain in it.
You said, what did he do? He became a senator?
Yeah, he became the senator of Georgia. Yeah, that Hershey Walker, if they could do it.
I'm about to say Al Sharpton.
Damn, that's another one who need to be thrown out the window. So, like, yeah, Hershey Walker, man, he has a huge head with a acorn brain in there. Like, I guarantee you that brain probably the same size as a quarter, maybe a dime. He don't took too many hits on the football field. But yeah, that senator of Georgia, man, he's supposed to be the help for the community. But this is the same bastard who went and said that he's for abortions in the black community. He said every woman has a choice. When 50% of the murders that come from the black community is from abortions. You think about it. 50% of the deaths that come from the black community comes from abortion.
Right.
So you think about that every year, you already know, okay, look, it's a new year. I know this. 50% of the deaths in our community are going to come from abortions. 50% is a high number, man.
Right.
You ever went to a store and they said, hey, we're going to give you 50% off. Guess what? The whole store going to be packed with people.
Right.
Imagine you go to the store and you get a pair of shoes. They're like, we're going to give you 50% off. That means if the shoes is $120, shoes going to be $60. I'm in the store shopping.
Right.
So you think about that in the black community, when every year comes by, 50% of our people every year are going to die from abortions. But you had this Christian pastor who said, I'm for abortions. You got it out.
I think his name is Raphael
That's him.
Warnock.
That's him. Raphael Warnock. That is him. He's the senator over Georgia right now. And this brother hates his people, man. You hate your people if you tell the daughters of your people to go murder their babies, man. You hate them. How can you love them, man, if you tell them to go kill their babies, man? You don't love them. You can't love them if you tell them to go kill their babies. You would never hear him say that about the oppressor's children.
Right.
Hey, have you ever seen the Jewish man ever support abortion in his community? You ever seen a Jewish man say, hey, look, he come on the TV with the curls and say, we are for the abortions in our community. You'll never see that.
No.
Because they understand that their lives matter, man.
Right.
And I watched the article with Kanye. I watched the video with Kanye and how he said everybody was mad because he wore that White Lives Matter shirt. But they didn't understand what it really meant. They didn't understand he wore it as pretty much as a representation showing that, hey, white lives do matter. And it wasn't in the fact of him saying that he support White Lives Matter. It was just him saying that, guess what? In America, white lives matter because black lives don't matter. Black lives don't matter. But guess what does matter? White lives. Everybody, oh, Kanye wrong for this. He wrong for this. But they didn't understand the true message from it.
Right.
He was being sarcastic.
Right.
He was being sarcastic, showing that, hey, we know white lives matter in America. We know that. That's why you didn't really see too many people say nothing about it.
Right.
And guess who did catch on to that? Guess who caught on to that T-shirt? White people. That's why they didn't buy it. They didn't buy it because they knew, like, oh, he trying to be funny. He trying to be funny. But us as black people, we didn't get it. We was ready to crucify him and put him on a stone and stone him. But we didn't understand the whole message behind it. No, I'm too. I appreciate it though. You can go ahead on that article out.
So the article.
I mean, the scriptures. So like,
Okay. And they built for Pharaoh treasure cities. What is that? Pithom and Ramses.
right. No different than now. They built treasure cities. Our ancestors did the same thing we doing now. We are those same people from ancient Egypt, man. We're those same people back reincarnated in the earth again. We built those cities back then, those great cities. We build the great cities now. Who you think building all these great things in this empire? Listen, man, Greenville, South Carolina, they got this building on Lawrence Road. I'm talking about the building is humongous. As soon as you come off 85 from coming off 85 north to get onto Lawrence Road, I think it's exit 45. Might be wrong, but if you get off coming towards Greenville to get on Lawrence Road and you coming up north, you get off and come around. As soon as you come off the highway, you'll go up the road. You will see this ginormous building. I'm talking about this building. It's the biggest building on Lawrence Road. The biggest building that they got when you come off the highway. And guess who built the damn building?
I know you're talking about. It's right there on the right side.
Right there on the right-hand side. Bunch of Issacharites. I remember watching them build. It was Issacharites up and down. Matter of fact, I think an Issacharite brother fell to his death out there. Fell to his death out there. Building up these treasure cities, man. Because guess what Greenville is right now? Greenville is a treasure city.
Right.
They said Greenville is one of the top cities in the America right now who's growing phenomenally.
Right.
Right now, this is becoming a treasure city.
Hot spot.
Give it 5 years. Give it 5 years. Hey, listen, they already pushing black side of Greenville. You give it 5 years, black people are going to be living in Abbeville, Entryville, any small city. That's West Shores. We're gonna be in West Shores. Good night. What you know about West Shores? It's nothing in West Shores. Like you go outside the West Shores, man, you're gonna see 2 raccoons and a possum having dinner.
Right. Maybe an armadillo.
And that's gonna be their dinner. The damn armadillo is the dinner. You gonna like, God damn, what the hell y'all don't take me to? The sticks. It's like you go ahead up.
Going on to 12.
Come.
Verse 12. But the more they afflicted them, the more they multiplied and grew.
Ooh wee, that sounds like Israel. We are oppressed in this land right now. But the more they afflict us, the more we grow. It's some strange reason. I don't understand it. Negroes in the ghetto can have we have a lot of kids, man. They be mad. What they say? Starkeisha, why you keep having all these damn kids? You already ain't got nothing. She don't even know her damn self. I don't know. I don't know what the hell I keep having all these kids for. But that's biblical, man. The more that they afflict us, the more we multiply and we grow. Go ahead.
And they were grieved because of the children of Israel.
Yeah, and that's how America is. They get grieved by the children of Israel. They hate us. What do they say? Y'all need to stop having all these damn kids. And guess what we do? We listen. We listen. We start having all these kids. We start beefing with each other. We start having problems with each other, altercations, child support, all of these different things, which makes us not be brothers and sisters anymore.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Child support will destroy a family, man.
Oh yeah.
Child support will destroy the relationship between a child and his father. Even the mother. It's got women out here on child support too now. You got women out here. I know it's rare, but you do have women that are on child support. You know what I'm saying? I've met a couple. I haven't met many, but I think I can count on my hand for how many women I've met that have told me that they on child support.
Yeah.
That talk to me, yeah, I'm on child support. I pay child support. Damn. Listen, I can count on one hand. That's how rare it is. All right, go ahead. You got it up.
And the Egyptians made verse 13. And the Egyptians made the children of Israel serve with rigor. And the definition of rigor is the quality of being extremely thorough, exhaustive, or accurate.
Right, damn right. Get that brother a hand, because he already knew what time it was on that. He wanted to find the word rig. He beat me to the punch. You know what I'm saying? And that's what they made us do, man. They made us serve with rigor, man. They worked us so much to where we were exhausted, man. That's no different than now, man. How many hours people out here working? You got brothers and sisters working 12 hours, get off from doing a 12-hour shift and go to another job.
Some do 16.
Come on, man. Like, you so exhausted, man. And then you get up the next day and go do it again?
Right.
You got it up.
Being Salaki, sir, people don't understand That's slavery.
Come on, man. Get that brother a hand, man. The Bible says, oppression make a wise man mad, man. Wise men understand oppression. A slave doesn't understand slavery. A slave just like, yeah, I'm tired. You know, we gotta go to work though. We gotta get these bills paid. But a wise man gonna be like, man, these motherfuckers is slaving us, man. These bastards got us underneath slavery. This is real slavery. What the hell? 16 hours? Can y'all do 12 hours, 5 days? No, can you?
Crazy.
Imagine working 12 hours, 5 days straight. We ain't supposed to be doing that. That's crazy.
I did that for like a year and a half straight at one time.
70 hours a week.
Yeah.
That's OSHA. And also get OSHA standard, man. A lot.
70 hours a week, man.
That thing's stupid.
Your body ain't even got time to recover from that type of slavery, man. You do 70 hours and you get off, 2 days? Your body gonna need 3 or 4 days just to recover and recuperate, man.
Right.
And then they working the hell out of us, man.
I was doing that 7 days a week. It was rough out there.
Man, the Lord is with you, brother, because that is true captivity. That is slavery, all right? That's slavery. 7 days a week, 12 hours?
For like a year. Heavy.
Like, you don't even know when you coming or going. You just, what time it is? Everybody think you crazy. Like, what's wrong with him, man? The hell wrong with him? He act like he don't know what he doing.
Their job is your home.
Hey, your brain doesn't even have time to grasp what's going on. Like, only thing you know is, like Nayar just said, your job is your home. That's the only thing you do. You go home, go to sleep, wake up, and you back in there.
Yeah.
That's all you know. That's all you know. 12 hours?
And that also destroys a family, too.
Man, it will, man. And
Shit, it did.
That destroys
It
family.
did. It did.
and we try to work to take care of our family.
Right.
You got brothers out here working these type of hours to take care of their families just to lose their family. Like, that's oppression, man.
Right.
That's hell, man. These devils have destroyed the last little bit of brotherhood and sisterhood we had, man. And you think about them brothers and sisters inside of them jobs doing them type of hours. You think they really want to speak to anybody in there? They angry. They arguing in there. They coming home. They got to argue.
Right.
You know, you ain't no type of sisterhood or brotherhood, man. Like, that's what oppression does, man. You oppress a nation of people and then you put them inside of horrible conditions. Man, ain't nobody gonna want to get along with each other. You struggling. You don't want to talk to nobody. You don't want to deal with nobody. You don't want to go sit down with nobody. Hey, what's good, bro? Hey, what's up, man? Keep moving, man. Hey, what's going on with bro? Only in the UPK, man, you learn how to handle these situations, man. On how to be a brother and a sister to each other. You got it out.
Okay, verse 14. And they made their lives bitter with hard bondage, in mortar and in brick, and in all manner of service. In the field, all their service wherein they made them serve was with rigor.
Man, come on, man. This is we talking about you would swear we talking about America when you read this scripture.
Right.
You would swear you're talking about what happened to our people in America. This is what happened to our people in America.
Right.
It happened in Egypt too. The same thing we endured in Egypt, we endured in America also, man. Working in the fields, building these different houses and complexes for these people. Who built the White House? I'm pretty sure white people built the White House. I'm pretty sure it was the Italians because they were slaves too. It was what's that? No, it was what were the people called? It was the Irish. The Irish built the White House. They were slaves too. No.
So, not slaves. What they call them? Indentured servants.
Indentured servants. The Irish, they came and built the White House. No. Negroes built the White House. And they were so good at it. A brother designed the White House. Look, the brother who had the blueprint for the White House, he was so sick with it that he designed it to where it was hard to get to the White House. That's why even to this day right now, people have a hard time trying to get around in Washington, D.C. They be like, man, you'll get lost in D.C.
Didn't he develop, design most of Washington?
He did.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It was a black man.
Yeah, I'm going to give his name for you.
Who gets no credibility for that. Like, this brother designed Washington, D.C. to a point to where you still will get lost trying to get to D.C. today. If you're not from D.C. and you try to ride downtown D.C. where the White House is at, you will get lost. You'll ride on the street and then end up and be like, what the hell? How we end up back here?
Right.
Like, that's how ingenious this brother was, man. This brother was very smart, man. They won't tell you that, man. And we don't look at each other like we're wise either anymore, man. We don't respect each other anymore, man. We don't look back at the history on our people and see how great we were.
Right.
You got it out.
Benjamin Banneker.
Benjamin Banneker. The brother who designed the blueprint for the White House, man. Washington, D.C., period. Black man. A black man.
And when I looked it up, that's what I put. Who was the black man that designed Washington?
They ain't gonna tell you that.
Yeah, they did. They said it.
Not them selected.
Oh.
But your schools ain't gonna teach you that.
Yeah, they ain't.
Listen, your schools ain't gonna teach you that. You think they gonna go in there and tell kids, hey, you know a black man designed Washington, D.C.?
Yeah, they don't.
Think about the power that would do to black children, man.
Right.
Little boys and little girls. Like, that's why we have to have more brotherhood and sisterhood with each other, man. Like, it has to be somebody pulling these kids to the side and notifying them on the great things that we did. They give us, what, Black History Month? They give you 1 month to talk about the history of your people,
Right.
which is a slap in the face. That's how much history they want you to know. They want to get you 1 month of history about your people.
And don't teach you the right history.
And don't teach you. They give you all the kind of sellouts of our people. I'm not saying all of them want sellout, but you know who the top one is, Martin Luther King. They're going to give you Martin. Or they're going to give you Martin because Martin is about peace and love and tranquility and everybody just,
Desegregation.
yeah, like, oh, I have a dream. And you go, man, I like Martin, man. We could be like Martin. Let's love everybody. And then you go outside and the cop kick you in your damn teeth.
Right.
Officer, can't we all just get along? Shut up, nigga. Come on, man.
So like,
You got it up.
what was Malcolm X's argument? Like, what was he trying to do? Wasn't he a peace? Was he trying to make peace too, or was he?
Nah, he was more. He would be like what we like to call today conscious. He was a Muslim,
Yeah.
but then he started seeing the flaws inside of the Muslim community, and so he strayed away from it. Then when he went to Mecca, he seen that there were white Muslims and black Muslims, and when he came back, he was like, I seen all type of different color Muslims, and he kind of changed up the narrative a little bit, and he started to stay away from the black Islam movement. He kind of stayed away from it. He started seeing flaws in it and stuff like that. And so Islam isn't for black people anyway.
Right.
Like, how in the hell can we be Arabics?
Right.
Like, they're not our people. You got it up.
That's like me. He did say that he did learn that the white man is the devil.
Yeah, he did say that now.
But who he learned that from was definitely U.P.K.
Yeah. And people don't understand that like the brothers that started this school, they were back there back then.
Right, it was around.
It was back then. Like who do you think killed Abba Bibbins? Abba Bibbins was the brother. That's Abba Bibbins, that brother picture right there.
Oh, that's him right there.
That's Abba Bibbins up there. Yeah, he was the one who started this.
Right.
And guess who killed him? Muslims.
What?
They killed Abba Bibbins. Yeah, he was on the street corner throwing the Quran down the damn road during the 60s, during the peak of the Muslims. You think about how the Muslim was up there. He take the Quran and got, go long. Incomplete pass, motherfucker hit the ground.
Yeah.
They killed him out there. They killed him. And guess what the brothers did? They came back out there and kept speaking. And now, look at this now, man.
Right.
Since 1969. Guess what? And when did Malcolm die? Malcolm died in 68. This school started in 69. I forgot what year Abba Bibbins had died. But the Lord chose this, man. He chose the U.P.K, man. This is the home of the truth, man. Like, all you fake Israelite groups are there. Y'all are our brothers, man. But y'all need to come back home, man. You need to get rid of that pride that you have and come back to the truth, man. Because the Lord is showing us who has the truth, man. Time and day is coming. We telling you. We just trying to warn you ahead of time that the time and day is coming to where these schools are going to be packed with people who are willing to be disciplined, have discipline and order and control and want to change their lives. They did it with Christ. During the time of Christ, what did the apostles do? After Christ left, guess what? And everybody started to flock to the truth, man. Everybody started to come into the truth after Christ did. After he passed away, man. After he died. Christ got executed, man. They tortured our king, man. Tortured our king. The Pharisees didn't have brotherhood, man. They hated Christ because he wanted to wake up his people. You can go ahead out.
What
verse, we are on verse 15, okay.
Verse 15. And the king of Egypt spake to the Hebrew midwives, of which the name of the one was Sephariah,
Shipporah.
and the name of the other Puah. 16. And he said, when ye do the office of a midwife to the Hebrew women, and see them upon the stools, if it be a son, then ye shall kill him.
They said if it be a what?
If it be a son, then ye shall kill him.
Come on, man. These bastards have always wanted to kill the men of our children, man. They've always wanted to kill the men of our children. You talking to me? Okay, come. You know what I'm saying? Like, they have always wanted to kill the men of our people, man. That's what they know. They know if you kill the men of any nation, you'll stop an army, man.
Right.
Like, the men are some of the most important things. Like one thing about being a man is we know that we have to protect our people.
Right.
Like, even our whole DNA structure is built different than our women's, man. Like, everything about us is different, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, when a man is born, guess what? You start to grow. You get bigger. You get muscles. You get strong. Our mentality is different. Our emotions are different. That's why it disgusts me when I see women trying to tell men you need to express your feminine side. We are goddamn men. We are warriors. We're not designated to be feminine.
Right.
Like the Bible says, an effeminate shouldn't even inherit the kingdom of heaven.
Right.
Like, we are men. What the Lord made us specifically for war. Everything about us, we're built different. We're built to endure pain. We endure, we're built to have different mental qualities than our women, man. You know what I'm saying? That's why the brothers in the school, man, they are so important, man. The brothers that come into school, they're so important because we understand what these devils want to do, man. We understand that these heathens would love if they could kill every and each one of our men and just keep our women. That's why they like to beat some of the men into subjection. They like when the men become weak and effeminate. That's why they push Christianity. They push Christianity. They love Christianity. They love a good Christian man. Especially if he had like 3 or 4 kids, 3 or 4 sons, and he's a good Christian. I'm talking about he in the church. He loved Martin. He loved Martin Luther King. One of those good Christians, man, the oppressor loves him. He's going to teach his sons how to be just like him, sons. When you grow up, make sure you keep all, you do everything that, they tell you to do. Police pull you over, you do this, you do that. Yes, sir, no, sir. You do this. Hey, you love everybody too now. You love everybody. No matter what everybody says, you love everybody. Love everybody, daddy? Everybody. But dad, they shooting us. Listen, son, I know cops shooting us, but you love everybody. That's what Christ did. He turned the other cheek and he loved everybody. Look, man, the oppressor loves you. He loves you. But when it comes to your own people, guess what? These niggas make me sick. These niggas the reason why we going through this. You ever seen them Christian pastors who look down on our people like that? I met a couple of them in my lifetime. I remember I met one. He told me when I was young and I was learning the truth and I was just giving him a couple of scriptures. He was like, man, you should follow me on the road, man. We'll make a ton of money out there. And I remember this. He told me this. I promise you, we was talking. He was like, you'll make a ton of money. I was like, word. I was like, okay. I was like, but what about the younger generation? What about the young brothers and sisters? He said, man, don't worry about them knuckleheads. I said, damn. Man, I mean, my mama can attest for this. She was there with me when he said it. My mama was right there when he said it. My mama was just like, she was
After you came in the truth?
Now, this is when I first started learning. This was like 2000, maybe 13, 14, about 14. Let me send testaments real quick. You know what I'm saying? I remember him saying that. And I was thinking about it. You know, I was in the world. I was like, damn, man, we could make some money. He was like, that's all I do. He said, I go traveling from state to state to state to state. He said, everybody invite me to their churches. And I didn't understand what he was meaning when he said we can make a ton of money. But they were paying him to come to their churches, man. Like, he'd come to their church, give a good sermon, and they paid him. And he was like, you should come with me. We'll make a ton of money. And I didn't even think about it. I was like, damn, this nigga really is out here robbing these people. And I thought about it when I got older. I was like, he was going to be the face of the older people, and he wanted me to be the face of the younger generation. Like, I'm the younger guy who comes in, and I bring all the younger. I'm going to fill the church up with other younger people. I'm going to be the face of the younger crowd. I'm going to bring the young people in. I'm going to bring the women in, the other younger brothers. I'm going to make everybody proud. Like, all your college boys, they going to come in there. Like, no, we like him, man. Like, and I know a brother right now. I work with him. I slave with the brother, and he's being used the same way. He was like, yeah, I'm a minister. And he was trying to play his videos, and I was just looking at his videos and watching him do that. Yeah, and I was just like, I ain't gonna tell you yet, brother. I said, but I'm gonna wait till you get real good and you think you're gonna be comfortable, and I'm going to crush you. He got about maybe 3 more minutes before I just lit it. Like, this Saturday, I think I'm just gonna give him the truth. Like, yeah, man, I teach too. I do, don't. He go, oh, damn, I don't know nothing. Yeah, you know nothing, brother. You need to get in here. You need to get in here. If you want to be true, you want to really serve the Lord, come in here. Like, what you doing ain't nothing but dividing our people, man. Right. That's why what the scripture says. It says, woe to the pastor that divide my flock. Like, these pastors divide our people, man. Oh, I ain't going to go to his church. I'm going to go to Brother Jenkins' church. Oh, I ain't going to Brother Jenkins' church. I'm going to go to Pastor Smith's church down the street. That's what they do. What everybody say, like, they go to different churches to whoever can please to them. That's where they go to.
He sure can preach.
That's it. I said he can preach good. I'm gonna be here every Sunday. What about the other church? He don't preach like Brother Jenkins do. Brother Jenkins lays it down. Man, he wants to lay you down too, sis. Even though you're married. He gonna have in the back. Let's talk about those tithes. Let's talk about that. Come on, man. Ain't no brotherhood and sisterhood in them churches. Come on, man. I wish Shia Allah was here. He could tell you about that pastor up there in Spartanburg who got caught sleeping with that 15-year-old girl, man. 15-year-old girl, he don't got her pregnant. Got her pregnant. I remember they showed the video. They walking him in the handcuffs. So why did you do it? He's a disgusting bastard. That's why he did it. Like, he's a pastor of a church. Like, these pastors prey on our people, man. And with there not being any real brotherhood and sisterhood inside them churches, they prey on your children, man. Right. Like, we got so much brotherhood and sisterhood in here. Ain't nobody touching nobody goddamn kids in here, man. Listen, man, listen. I ain't gonna even talk about too much. I'm just saying, like, just don't do that shit, man. You take that to the church. You go touch on one of them. I'm not telling you to touch anybody's kids, but the church allows that. And they cover it up real good, too. They cover it up real good. They tell the kid. I seen a video where the sister was telling her grandma. Her grandma was like, you need to get over that you've been raped. She said, everybody else, you make the big deal about you being raped. You just need to get over it. And you can see her soul being crumbled to pieces. You can see her soul being crumbled. I mean, you telling this young sister to forget about being raped?
Her grandmama probably was raped.
And that's what grandmama did. Grandma got right over it because somebody told her to get over it. That's what happens when you don't have any brotherhood and sisterhood, man. It's like you got it. You can go to read the rest of that.
What was that? And this is the end of 16. But if it be a daughter, then shall she live. 17. But the midwives feared God and did not as the king of Egypt commanded them, but saved the men children alive. 18. And the king of Egypt called for the midwives and said unto them, why have ye done this thing and have saved the men children alive? 19. And the midwives said unto Pharaoh, because the Hebrew women are not as the Egyptian women, for they are lively and are delivered the midwives come in unto them.
Right. So the sisters, as soon as the midwives get called to come get the baby, help her deliver the baby, she already done had the damn baby.
Right.
Like she ain't got enough time to do anything come to killing the baby. Like this bastard wanted her to commit an abortion on these babies. He told her as soon as she had a man child, kill the baby. Meaning, as soon as she had the baby, they wanted them to murder the damn son. Break his neck. As soon as he come out, oh, he's not alive. He's not. Come on, man. Come on, man. And you stupid, filthy pastors who promote abortions. You go ahead, up.
Where was I? 19. Hold on. In the middle of no, okay, this is 20. Verse 20. Therefore God dealt well with the midwives, and the people multiplied and waxed very mightily. 21. And it came to pass, because the midwives feared God, that he made them houses. Verse 22.
Right, and so since the midwives feared the Lord, he made them houses, mean he made them have families. They had a family. That's what a house is back then. A house is like, I come from the house of David. I come from the house of so-and-so. You from the house of this. That's what the Lord did for these sisters, man. Go ahead.
Verse 22. And Pharaoh charged all his people, saying, every son that is born ye shall cast into the river, and every daughter ye shall save alive.
And guess what? They did that to our people, man. They would take our sons and throw them into a goddamn river, man. Like and that's why the Lord destroyed Egypt, man. They deserved it. Just like America. America deserves it as well, man. Right. America deserves everything. You don't. And America's so much. We ain't got no bottled water, dude. We ain't got no water, dude. Is this a water now? I just need a little bit.
I go get you one from the store.
Nah, they close. I just take some of that water right there, that quart thing. You know what I'm saying? These bastards are so diabolical now. They kill all of our goddamn children. They kill the women. They don't even give a damn. Like the devils that we are underneath oppression now, they kill whatever child come out the womb. Boy, girl, they don't give a damn. They kill them all. Like we said, 50% of our kids, 50% of our deaths among black people come from abortions. I appreciate it too. I thought 50%, man. 50% of the deaths among our people come from abortions, man.
Right.
That's crazy, man. If we could, we'd probably go to Proverbs right quick.
Gotcha. Which one? Where we going on Proverbs? We going back to Exodus?
No, we done with Exodus. We'll go to Proverbs.
We ended off on what verse on Exodus?
That last verse on Exodus was 22.
And Proverbs.
Yeah, we'll go to Proverbs chapter 1. Verse 1, because we're going to give you a solution to help our people, man.
Verse 1.
We're going to give you the solution and show you how to fix your people, man.
I have it. I just want to write it down.
And you can start at 2 if you want to also.
You want to start at 2?
Well, you can start at 1 so everybody can get a better understanding. Salaki about that.
All right. Proverbs, chapter 1, verse 1. The Proverbs of Solomon, the son of David, king of Israel.
And that's what people have to understand. These filthy Christian pastors, especially these oppressor pastors, they don't understand that this is for the nation of Israel. Go ahead.
Verse 2, to whom wisdom and instruction to perceive the words of understanding. Verse 3, to receive the instruction of wisdom, justice, and judgment, and what is that?
Equity.
Equity. Verse 4, to give stability to the simple, to the young man, knowledge and discretion.
Right, so this is going to give stability to the simple, man. This is going to teach simple people some type of wisdom. You know what I'm saying? And this is what we lack in the black and brown community, man. We don't have anybody teaching us any of these things. Only way you can learn this stuff is if you're in the I.S.U.P.K. Like we said, man, watch how the numbers in the school start to increase. Because people are going to see, like, this is it. This is real brotherhood. You got any comment on anything?
But
You go ahead.
Sister Naima asked, she said, aren't we as women your feminine side?
Give sis a hand. Give that sister a hand, man. Sister Naima, man, she is a true sister, man. That is a good sister, man. Whenever you need anything, man, that sister has so much to offer, man. That is a good sister, man. And she's right, man. Our women are supposed to be that feminine side for us, man.
Right.
Like, men ain't supposed to be feminine and, come on, man. Like, that woman gives you that. She gives you that feminine side that you need.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Then you embrace her.
Right.
Not the feminine. You embrace her because she's feminine. You know, you hugging her, she don't get feminine to you, then she be like, hey baby, you be like, hey girl. No, nigga. What's wrong with you? That's why it's disgusting when I see sisters that got the homosexual friends. They got the homosexual friends, and it's the worst when they got the homosexual man friend who dresses up like a woman.
Right.
Like that is, I'm like,
All the time.
oh, they talk. Oh, listen, man. Like, I'm gonna be honest, I couldn't talk to a sister that has a homosexual friend. I couldn't do it. And it's nothing against homosexuals. It's just the fact of watching a man try to be her.
I don't know. But never mind.
Nah, you go ahead.
No, I don't want to offend anybody, but I have something against homosexuals. That's just personally me. I don't like them. You know what I mean?
I
God hates them and I do too. So I mean, it is what it is. I don't want to, you know what I mean?
like, Lord be with you, homosexuals. That's all I can say. Lord be with you, because I deal with a brother if a brother got a sincere question. He might be a homosexual. I can entertain your question. But as far as me, like, sitting down at the table, like, nah, man. Nah, I'm selecting. Nah. I don't even want my woman to have a homosexual friend because I already know the agenda of it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's the problem with, like, even with homosexuality, them sisters don't love them men. And the men don't love their sister. It's not true brotherhood. It's sincere sisterhood.
Right.
Because any real sister, she would tell them, hey, maybe you shouldn't be like that. You know, what happens if you catch AIDS? You know, what happened? Why are you like that?
More importantly, what happens when we need a real man? You know what I mean? If you're feminine, you're just like me. What happens when we actually need men?
He gonna run it high. He gonna run it high. I seen a preview of something. I know Kurt Franklin's son is on there, but it's a show called it's supposed to be like them Bad Girls, whatever the Bad Girls show.
I know what you're talking about.
I want to say it's called. I might be saying. I think it's Bad Men or Bad Boys or something like that. Yikes! It sounds gay.
I know what you're talking about.
I don't know what it's called, but it's supposed to be like a spinoff for the Bad Girls TV reality show. But it's men on there doing the same thing that the women do. And you got these homosexuals, violent homosexuals, beating the hell. I'm talking about, I seen the preview of it today. And I remember looking at the episode with Kurt Franklin's son getting beat up on it by a homosexual. Huh?
His son is gay?
His son, yeah, he's gay. Yeah. He tried to say he was a bisexual, but he's gay. Yeah, there's no such thing as a bisexual. He's just gay. The hell is a bisexual? Make you comfortable with being gay.
Right.
That's what a bisexual is. Something that makes you comfortable with being gay.
Right.
So like, man, I ain't gay, man. I'm a bisexual. Nigga, you gay.
Yeah.
Oh.
Every type of dude.
I ain't gonna say what I was about to say. Like, that's what type of it's disgusting, man. Like any real brother or sister, why do you think homosexuals have so much conflict with their families? My family don't accept me because they love you. And they're willing to tell you the truth that you should. Listen, I've seen people die from AIDS, man.
Yeah, me too.
It's a horrible sight to see, man. Especially back in the 90s when that AIDS had first hit. And I remember, man, being young and staying in Fieldcrest back in the day. And there was people in Fieldcrest that had AIDS, man. And first you would see them, they were straight. And then next thing you know, you just start seeing them I remember seeing one lady sitting on her porch. And she was like skinny, and they had her neck wrapped with something. Like she had got so skinny and fragile, like bones was breaking. Right. And then 1 week she was dead, and the next week she was dead. And I just remember everybody, so and so, she died from AIDS, and you could tell it was scary. I didn't understand when I was young, but it was terrifying because AIDS was rapid. It was running rapid through the black community during that time in the 90s. Shit was terrifying, man. It was terrifying. Come on, you got it up.
Then it's like with the women, y'all been talking about these men can be bisexual. Y'all been having sex with these dudes, and that's why men have to watch who they put their rod in, because you don't know if this woman just laid down with a homosexual man.
Man, that's why you cannot trust a sister who has homosexual friends. Them women don't understand that man is still a man.
Right.
He might want to. You like it be sisters literally walking around naked in front of these homosexual men,
Right.
and don't think a man might get aroused. He back there effing this homosexual who sticks his in another man is taking that and putting it inside your rib, your woman.
Sick.
She get AIDS. Or you got a man who's on the down low doing it with another man and go back to his wife and she get AIDS. Like we live in you gotta go ahead, New York.
I know that situation, like my cousin, I witnessed it because I see it with my own eyes. Like one time I was at his house, and one of the dudes, supposedly supposed to be bisexual, he came over there. I know his baby mama, and he used to come over there and do whatever he did with my cousin, and leave and go back home to her and the kids. And I was like, bro, I want to tell that sister so bad, like, bro, your boyfriend is a faggot. Oh, so
Slacking. Homosexual.
homosexual.
We'll give them the right pronunciations that they say they deserve.
So like,
But that's how AIDS gets passed around, man.
right.
Like that man got a whole family, but he's having homosexual sex with a man, which I can never understand. Like, come on, man. You got it on the scriptures up.
Let's see, what was verse 5, right?
Go
All
ahead.
right. Verse 5. A wise man will hear and will increase learning, and a man of understanding shall attain unto wise counsels.
Right, a wise man, he's gonna listen and he's gonna increase in learning, man. That's what the brothers and sisters in this school, especially the men in this school, that's what we do. Like we listen. We listen. We come from the streets and the ghettos where we've been taught certain things, but we haven't been taught what we've learned in this school, man. We just be quiet and we just listen. We pay attention to what the men above us teach us, and we learn. And we listen to the counsel that we get. Like when you get counsel from a brother and sister, a brother in this school, Salaki, when you get counsel from a brother in this school, man, take heed to that counsel, man. Like that brother ain't gonna tell you nothing to get you killed. That brother's gonna tell you something to save your life. It might not be what you want to hear, but you should most definitely listen, man. I think about it all the time. I was like, man, if I would have had this when I was younger, I would have never been in some of the situations I was in. Right. But guess what? We all had to learn from these situations, and that's why we are where we at right now. Kyle, you can go ahead if you want to out on the scripture.
All right. Verse 6. To understand the proverb and the interpretation, the words of the wise and their dark sayings. Verse 7. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge, but fools despise wisdom and instruction.
Right. That's what we have. That's what people have to understand first. A lot of people are stupid because they don't fear the Lord. You smoking crack, you ain't afraid of the Lord, man. You having sex with sluts and whore. I'm talking about, like, you got brothers out here who run the train on women and are not afraid at all, man. Now, you got people doing things that you would be like, man, what the hell are you doing? What are you doing?
Right.
Doing meth. You got younger people doing meth, man. Heroin, cocaine. You know what I'm saying? You got people doing all these different things is because they don't fear the Lord, man. And they don't have any true knowledge. And fools despise wisdom and instructions. You ever seen somebody so stupid, you tell them to do something, like, hey, bro. Hey, man. No, I'm I appreciate it, though. You tell the brother, he might be like, hey, bro. Hey, nah, man, I wouldn't do that, man. You know, if I was you, I'd do this and do that. You telling him something wise, and you giving him the instructions that he need to save his life, he gonna be like, all right, man. And he gonna still go do it. Still gonna go do it. I remember when I first came into the school, Officer Dawada out of San Antonio, Texas, man, when he was up here, man, him and Natazar Gabar, I watched them give a brother counsel. I watched them de-escalate a situation It was two sisters. The sister came up to the door, next door to my apartment where we stayed at. We was outside just chilling. And the U.P.K had such a big influence on this apartment complex that people really started to listen to the counsel that they were getting from Officer Dawadai and Officer Natazagabar. You know what I'm saying? People were coming to class and everything. And so a sister walked up to the door to our next door neighbors, and this sister had a knife, a little smaller than this, probably maybe like this small, maybe like right here, like start like right here. She had a knife behind her back. She came up to the door, she had the knife behind her back. So I see her with the knife. I call Officer Dawadai. I said, "Slack, sir, this sister got a knife behind her back." Dawadai come out, Natazagabar come out. By the time they come out, the sister on the door. It's like, "Bitch, why you knocking on my door like that? Is so and so here?" She was like, "Girl, if he is, what that means?" She was like, "Is he in there? Tell him to come out here. Tell him to come out. Who he in there with?" Like the girl was gonna stab the girl that answered the door because the sister that was beating on the door, her husband was in the house with the girl's sister. So she was ready to kill everybody. But the brothers had de-escalated the whole situation. The brothers took the girl and said, "Hey, let me pull you to the side." And then they told the other sister, "Hey sis, just go back in. Tell her baby daddy to come out here. Tell him to come out here. Don't worry about it." She was like, "Y'all better handle that bitch beating on my door." And the other girl, "Bitch, they ain't about to handle nobody." They was like, "Sis, just chill." The sister went in there and got the dude. She cussed him out. The girl got him. She said, "Nigga, you need to go out there and handle your shit and get the fuck out of my house with that." Slagging for the cursing. Kicked them out. Locked the door. They came out. The brothers pulled them to the side. Told them, like, "Hey, man, what's going on, man? What's going on with your lady?" So he explained to Dawadai what was going on. Dawadai was talking to him. Natazagabar was talking to the sister, de-escalating the whole situation. They de-escalated the situation so much to where they got the knife and had them back together, walking back down the street like nothing ever happened. But Dawadai and Natazagabar told the brother, they gave him instructions and wisdom. They told him, they said, "You need to be here with us or you're going to be in jail or dead." The brother said, "Y'all right, I do need to be in here." And the brother despised the wisdom. He despised the instructions the brother gave them, and the brother ended up getting 15 years in prison. I remember seeing his picture in the mugshots on News 21 on how they gave him 15 years. It might be more. He got 15 or better. It was like it was a list of crimes that they had did, like armed robbery. It was a lot more other charges. It was a lot more other charges, but it was just a build up, and it wasn't just him. It was some more people that got locked up with him. It was a group of them, but I think he got the least time out of everybody, if I'm not mistaken. 15 years, man.
It's like it's kind of like a side. But I mean, it kind of go hand in hand with your story. But I seen on the news. It was this girl. I guess her boyfriend was at the girl house. And
Right.
She came over there and knocked on the door and asked if the dude was there. And I guess I'm not sure what she said, but she must have said the wrong thing and shot that girl 14 times.
Oh yeah, she didn't kill her though.
Nah, she didn't kill her.
I seen that. Yeah, shot the girl 14 times. And that's what sisters got to understand too. You're gonna have to share a good man these days. These days, you're gonna have to share a good man and be by yourself. I'm telling you, the Lord says, "I'll make a man, a good man more precious than fine gold."
Right.
And these brothers that are fine gold, they're here in the U.P.K, man. You better get you one, sis. You better get you one. You better get in class and learn how you can get one of those priests and prophets, man. Because guess what? Them effeminate men ain't gonna be worth nothing in these last days.
Right.
That man gonna be scared to go out there and kill a deer.
Right.
Oh, I ain't trying to get dirty. You're going to have a U.P.K soldier who's going to tackle the deer and beat the deer to death with his hands. And me and the Kai are supposed to be doing that this wintertime. I think anybody we're going to go beat a deer with our hands. He's trying something new. You know what I'm saying?
I see deer in my yard every day.
Yeah.
I mean, man.
Trying to tell you, but they
Not with my hand now. I got some guns now. I kill one.
I want to fight one this year. I just want to really test my skills this year.
Come out to the house.
Might-
Come out to the house.
I might come out there. As long as he ain't got no big antlers.
I only fight a
It
kangaroo.
varies. It was one by my in my driveway, you know, with some pretty decent sized antlers. You
Yeah.
know, 2 days ago.
I think them the bucks.
Yeah, them there.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, he gonna take some eyes out. I ain't trying to be too stupid now. Be at camp looking like Steve.
I got deer stand out there, man.
They gonna stump
I got
you
what
out.
you need. I got what you need.
Hey, you here? We know what we doing this wintertime. Ooh, we South Carolina gonna have some deer meat. We gotta send some to the generals.
This sausage.
Hey, we gonna get on it now. It's like it.
Good.
We gonna sit down and talk a little more. This is over. It's like it. All right, so like you go ahead up.
Where was I? Let me see.
Verse
Verse 6.
verse 8.
Verse 8.
Alright, verse 8. My son, hear the instruction of thy father, and forsake not the law of thy mother.
Right, because guess what? What we lack right now in the black and brown community is that father figure, man, and our good mothers as well. Because your father is supposed to be the one who's supposed to teach you about the laws, statutes, and commandments of the Lord. Like your father's supposed to sit down with you, like, hey, we don't eat this. Hey, we don't do that. Hey, we can't do this. Nope, this is the reason why we don't do this. Nope, this is the reason why the Lord said do this. The Lord said do that. And they gonna be like, okay, I get it. Okay, yep. And your mother, she gonna be right behind your father with it too. Didn't your daddy tell you not to do this? Didn't your daddy tell you not to do that? Didn't your daddy tell you we can't do this? Didn't your father say we can't do this? And the child gonna be like, yep, okay, all right, okay. And they gonna learn. Go ahead.
Verse 9. For they shall be an ornament of grace unto thy head, and chains about thy neck.
Right, so this is going to be something that is going to show to be glorious. What is an ornament? It's like something you use, like, you know, they got Christmas ornaments, but the laws is going to be armored upon your head. It's going to be on your mind, man, and it's going to be something, a chain around your neck. It's going to be something that's going to keep you in control by learning these laws, statutes, and commandments. Like, you're going to be able to send your children in the world, and you're going to have to worry about them coming back drunk or high at a young age, because they're going to already know these things. On their mind is going to be the law. They're going to already know, okay, nah, man, I don't do that. Hey, man, you want to come? We having a barbecue. What y'all cooking? We roasting the whole pig. Oh, nah, man, I'm good, man. I'm good. Hey, you want to come with us to the party? What kind of party they having? A birthday party. Nah, man, I'm good, man. I'll pass on that, man. Man, you don't do nothing. You don't do nothing. The law's like a chain. It's keeping you in control. Like, nah, man, I'm good, man. I'll pass on all that. Man, you want to smoke this blunt? Psh, what? Hell no, I ain't even hanging with y'all no more. All right, go ahead.
Verse 11. If they say, come with us.
Oh, verse 10. So
no,
like verse 10.
Verse 10. My son, if sinners entice thee, consent thou not.
Right, and so my son, because guess what? This is a lesson for our sons right here, man. You know what I'm saying? Like we was talking about earlier, that rapper Takeoff got killed, man. He got killed. And we was discussing before class, we was talking about how so many rappers, black men, Latino rappers also as well, they don't talk about the Latino rappers that done been killed also, because they don't want to do any comparison and show how we're the same people. But they're all Latino rappers as well that are getting murdered and killed in California, in all of these different various locations, man. That's getting murdered and killed. But this is what the Lord said, man, how we supposed to teach our sons. The scripture says, my son, if sinners entice thee, which means to persuade. If sinners come to persuade thee, you know what I'm saying? Consent thou not, meaning don't listen to them. Don't listen to them. Like if you got that homeboy who always coming around, shit, bro, man, we gotta get shit popping, man. Like, bro, what you mean, bro? We gotta get it, man. We gotta pull a lick or something. We gotta get this thing situated, man. We gotta get a bag, man. The scripture says don't listen to them.
Right.
Go ahead.
Verse 11. If they say, come with us, let us lay wait for blood. Let us lurk privately for the innocent without cause.
Now, what is that talking about? What is verse 11 talking about? Read that again. What is that talking about?
If they say, come with us, let us lay wait for blood.
What are you doing when you lay wait for blood?
Stalking,
What do we call that in the hood? What do we call that in the hood?
plotting, scheming.
I can't think of the other word where they say Plies made a song called "Laying in Your Bushes."
Laying in your bushes, right? Laying in the grass.
This is it. This is out of the Bible. Guess what?
Laying the bushes on a blank mission.
We were doing this back then. We were doing this back then to each other. This scripture's talking about somebody trying to pull a lick, man. What did they do for Pop Smoke? What did they do? They laid in wait for him, man.
Oh, damn, yeah, that's tough right there.
They laid in waited on him. What's the other one? Young Dolph. What did they do? They followed him around, waited. Yeah, we gonna get this. We gonna get him. We gonna get him. Mm-hmm. That's what they do, man. This is a scripture teaching our sons not to go out there and pull licks on each other, man. Because that is very unbrotherly, man. If somebody comes talking to you about that, man, don't listen to them. And if they come telling you, hey, look, man, we need to lay in wait, man. We need to wait. That nigga, he getting wait. Look, when that nigga come from the club, he gonna be there. He gonna be drunk. We gonna go in there and do the thing. Don't listen to that, man. Right. And it always be like who I think you said that earlier, brother. You said it always be the ones who ain't really got nothing to do with it that get killed. Mm-hmm. And that's how it be. It be a brother who come, who really he go on the lick, but he really ain't trying to kill nobody, and he be the one that get killed. Right. I remember we was talking about it in the hood. When we was in the hood, I remember when the brothers they left. We was in Greenwood. They left from Greenwood, went to go pull a lick on somebody out of town, and the one who was the most coolest brother out of everybody was the one who got killed. He was the one that got killed, and then they left him. They left him. He got shot 4 times, and they left him out there. And the worst thing about it was he wasn't even in the house. He was outside. Like, they ran in. He was outside looking. He heard the commotion going on. They come running out the house. He take off running. Dude just... And he the one that got hit. And dropped right there in the guy's yard, and they left him out there to die. And he died. Everybody was mad. Everybody wanted to kill the guys that he was with. They wanted to murder. Oh, y'all left him out there to die? This and that. And the worst thing about it was nobody didn't even go to jail because it happened out of town. And they couldn't pinpoint who the people were. The hood we were from, we knew what happened. We know who went to go pull the lick. We know why they went to go pull the lick. We knew everything. But the town that it happened in, the police didn't know anything about it. So even still to this day right now, the case has just been an unsolved case. It was just looked at as a breaking and entering case. But they let that brother go out there and he got killed. And that's why it's so important for scriptures like this to be mentioned, man. Because these scriptures teach our children, our sons, especially our sons, man, the truth about brotherhood, man. That's why even with Pharaoh, he wanted to kill the firstborn of he wanted to kill the men of our children, because the men are the ones who orchestrate everything. They are the ones who are on the front line. Like, there's always been a king of Israel. It's always been a man to lead the nation of Israel. Not a woman. Not a woman. Like, when Christ come back, Christ ain't coming back with his wife to help him rule the earth. Christ is coming back with men. With male angels to run this place and get it in order, man. You know what I'm saying? Christ is going to choose 12,000 men from each nation of Israel, not women, but men, because we are the ones that are on the front line. We are the one that display brotherhood and show our people how they're supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? Like a father, guess what? If it's a father in the house with the mother, even if he has daughters, his daughters are going to look at him as an example on what type of man they need to have in their life. They're going to look, okay, I need a man just like my daddy. My dad he's righteous. You know what I'm saying? He followed the law, statutes, and commandments. He told me not to do this. He told me not to do this. Matter of fact, my dad said he's going to choose my man for me. I'm going to let my father take over. I'm going to let him do everything because that's my father. That's why it's so important for us men. That's what the school is built on. This school is built on brotherhood, man. Right. One of the mottos of the school is brotherhood is a weapon. Right. Without brotherhood, you ain't got nothing. You can't go to camp by yourself. What you gonna do? You gonna be the speaker? You gonna read for yourself? You gonna hold the mic, read, and so. What I'm bringing up right now is so heavy right now. It doesn't work like that. What you gonna set up the whole camp by yourself? You gonna guard the whole camp? That's why I laugh when I see two fake Israelites on the side of the corner trying to speak like we do, and then you'll see them 1 week. You go out there 3 weeks later, they're not even out there no more. Or they hiding somewhere. Like, what's that fake Israelite group? It's one that be downtown. The only time you see them is when we leave in camp. After we circle around the whole downtown Greenville, you'll see them on the side, on the corner, where nobody really can see them at. But you're looking for the U.P.K. We are there on the front line. Police getting called on us. Restaurant owners hate us. Hey, we on the front line. We ain't hiding nowhere. We see everybody.
Yeah.
Plenty of us don't got caught by people at our jobs that we work with.
Yeah.
They walk by. Oh my God, this is what these niggas do out here. I work with him. They pointing at you and everything.
That's wild.
They pointing at you. You come back to work Monday. I seen you downtown. That's what you believe. That's what I do. What you gonna do? Get me fired? I don't give a damn. Do what you gotta do. One of them told me, he was like, yeah, you know, I know y'all be downtown, but, you know, do y'all typically just yell at white people? I was like, man, we don't yell at white people. I said, we teach. I said, the scripture says, lift up thy voice like a trumpet and show my people their transgressions. I said, that's all we doing, man. I said, now you might perceive it as us yelling at white people, but it's not that. We're teaching.
I need that scripture too, so like.
Con, I get it for you. So like it. Matter of fact, I get a cause to get it for you. You can go ahead with the scriptures too. Out.
All right, where were we?
Can you read 11 again from the top again? So like it.
All right.
Proverbs chapter 1, verse 11. If they say, come with us, let us lay wait for blood, let us lurk privately for the innocent without cause.
Right, and they say this, let us lurk for them, the innocent without a cause. Like that's people doing like they was doing like it was sad to see what they was doing to our brothers and sisters up there in California. You had Judites up there robbing the older I.S.R.Aites who had the little stands. Like in California, you got older so-called Latino brothers and sisters who walk around with a stand and they might serve ices, they might serve corn, they might serve chips and sodas, and you had young Israelites robbing them, man. These people are innocent. They just trying to make a little money, and then you come and you rob them. The Lord says if people do that and rob these people without a cause, go ahead. And they say these things, go ahead.
Verse 12. Let us swallow them up alive as the grave and whole as those that go down into the pit.
Right, and meaning that you're gonna devour these people, man. Like you might even kill these people, man. Innocent people. Go ahead.
Verse 13, we shall find all precious substance. We shall fill our houses with spoil.
Come on, man. This is talking about pulling licks on each other, man. This is talking about pulling licks on each other, man. Like you doing all this so you can fill your house with the spoil. Like I lived a certain type of life at one time, you know. I ain't gonna incriminate myself. You know, the oppressor is the devil. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to incriminate myself, but at one point in time, we all lived a certain type of life. And we were all looking for ways on how we could fill our houses, you know, with spoil, man. How we could fill our houses with spoil and have all these different things. I remember one of my homeboy, I come to this brother house, man. I remember, I'll never forget this. We was chilling at his house, man. And then he just had the house. Like it was a nice little apartment. He didn't have nothing in there. He had a bed on the ground. Listen, I didn't see him for a week. I ain't see him for a week, but I know we came back. He had TVs and everything. I said, damn, nigga, what did you do? He gonna look at me and say, bro, you know what type of time it is, bro. I said, this nigga right here. I said, this nigga crazy, man. This nigga rob your damn granddaddy, man. This nigga don't kill. This nigga rob a child. Boy got $20, he would take it. Good night. It's like, do we got that article still at 2 o'clock? You can pull up that article, but you can go ahead too, on that on scripture too.
Verse 14, cast in thy lot among us, let us all have one purse.
Let us do what?
All have one purse.
Come on, man. They gonna take the purse too, man. They gonna break in your house, take everything, and take your purse. But all of this right here, it creates conflict in the black and brown community, man. You know, everybody has that neighborhood you grow up in, and it's always the one group of kids who breaks into your house, man. They had one of those in the neighborhood I used to stay close to. It was a group of teenager kids, man. I think their age was from like 14 to about 18 or 19, and they were notorious for breaking in people's houses, stealing people's cars, and the whole hood knew who they were. And it got to the point where it was so bad that it was a guy riding around looking for one of them. He was looking for one. He wanted all of them, but it was just one that he really wanted. It was one that he really wanted. He was kind of the oldest one, but he really wanted him bad because he knew he was the head of the little group, the little clique. And he wanted him bad. But the only thing that was bad about the situation was these young boys had guns. And he knew if he would come for him, they was going to come also. So this brother plotted on the leader of the group. He waited. I'm talking about he waited about damn near 3-4 months because the police weren't doing it. The police couldn't get no fingerprints or no real physical evidence on it. But he waited, and he caught the young brother, and he killed the young brother. And he killed him. He did him bad. Like, he did him real bad. Like, he caught him. I forgot what it was. What did it happen? It was like he was leaving from somewhere, coming out the door. Brother hopped out, shot him in the chest twice, stood over him, shot him in the head 3 times. Killed him. And nobody didn't say nothing because everybody was happy that he was dead. They was like, damn, he dead. Now we got to worry about nobody breaking in our houses no more. It's like,
Ready for the next verse?
come.
Verse 15. My son, walk not thou in the way with them, refrain thy foot from their path.
Right, don't follow in their footsteps, man. Don't follow. You ever heard an old person tell you that? Don't go down that road. Don't go down that road right there. Following their footsteps, you're going to be in the same situation they are in. And this is what we're supposed to be teaching our kids, man, our sons, man.
Right.
Teach your sons this, man. Bring them boys in here, them young kids that you got. You sisters out here, man, I pray. And I pray to the Lord that you bring your young sons in here, man. We don't try to get a hold of a lot of these sister sons, but once some like, we had a young boy that tried to come in here, but once his mother found out what he was learning, she took him away from the school, man. She took him away from the school, and guess what? Guess what he's doing right now? He's following in the path of brothers who want to shed innocent blood, man.
Right.
He want to rob. He want to do all of these things, but I give him the credit. He can be saved if I can just see him again. Lord allow. I pray to the Lord I can see that young brother again. You can go ahead up.
Verse 16. For their feet run to evil and make haste to shed blood. 17. Surely in vain the net is spread in the sight of any bird. Verse 18. Verse 18. And they lay wait for their own blood. They lurk privately for their own lives.
Right. So doing all this, guess what? It's going to end up getting them killed. That's what's going to happen. They're going to do all of these things. They're going to think that they're going to benefit from doing all of this robbery and committing all of these crimes. But at the end, guess what? You're going to do all of this just for your own blood to be shed, man. Just so you can lose your own life. Like, this scripture is so heavy, man. Like, the Bible is the truth, man. Like, your pastor never tell you that the Bible teaches your children how not to pull licks on each other, man. Do you know what type of crimes could be stopped? I mean, you know what type of brotherhood and sisterhood that would create if we taught our kids not to pull licks? Let me tell you, matter of fact, P.M.B. Rock got killed in California.
Yeah.
The dude got killed. P.M.B. got killed by a father and son duo. The father sent his goddamn son in there to rob P.M.B. Look it up. The boy was 17. The father sent his own goddamn son in there to rob P.M.B. Rock, man. And he killed P.M.B. Rock. Shalom, sis. And he killed P.M.B. Rock, man.
Right.
He killed him. The father sent his own son in there. When his father should have been teaching him not to rob anybody, man.
Right.
He didn't teach him that. He taught his son how to rob, man. Come on, man. That's why I say, man, this place is horrible, man. You got that article up?
Which one? First one?
I think it's the second one. Let me get to it with you also.
Black African American Humans and Mental Health.
Yep, that's it. Trying to pull it up with you. You good on it too? like, yeah, matter of fact, I take a little bit of that. Me and you can split it up. I ain't gonna let the brother have to drink alone. So like it. Yep. Yeah, you can read that article when you get it out.
Come.
Thought.
This is the article from Mental Health America. Black and African American communities and mental health. Overall, mental health conditions occur black and African American people in America about the same or less frequency than white Americans.
Right, and notice how they put a distinct difference between us and Africans. This doesn't say Africans.
Right.
It doesn't say Africans. It says blacks and African Americans.
Right.
The two titles that they gave us. It says that our people, man, you know, we suffer from mental health issue, you know, the same or less frequency than white Americans.
Right.
And you gotta understand, we are the lowest amount of people. Like, we have a low, what's the word I'm looking for? We have a low percentage of people in America, but we make up a high number of mental health cases in America, man. Go ahead.
Okay. However, the historical black and African American experience in America has and continues to be characterized by trauma and violence. More often than for their white counterparts, impacts emotional, mental health of both youth and adults.
Right. So they're saying that blacks here in America, man, we suffer more from mental health issues because of the trauma and the violence that has impacted our life, man.
Right.
Like, you think about, like, the video that they showed with the rapper Takeoff, right? He got killed this morning. You know, pray that brother rises again, man. But you think about how Quavo looked watching his brother lay down on the ground dead.
Right.
You could see the pain and the emotional stress that was on his face. Like, you could see when he got up, he was just like, and he started yelling, "Help, help, help." Like, this right here is going to traumatize that brother, man.
Right.
You think about all the brothers and sisters, man, that have had to watch their loved ones get killed in front of them. It's like a normal thing in the black and brown community. It's a normal thing. I remember a brother from Cali. He was a Latino brother. He moved from Cali, and me and him ended up being real close friends. And the brother would never smile, man. It was rare. Like, it was rare. I remember he'd go to school, he wouldn't even smile like that, man. Like, the first time I seen him smile is when me and him was chilling and I made a joke and he started laughing. And he was like, man, I really don't smile. He said, man, up there in Cali, man, he said, it's different. He said, it's different in Cali. He was like, and we were young. We was like 13, man. It was like 12 and 13. And he was telling me, he was like, my mom moved us down here with our family in South Carolina to get us away from the gang culture in California. Like, this brother already had tattoos on him and everything at 13, man. And he was saying he could recall all the times of seeing friends that he knew get killed. Like, and I mean, when he was like violently killed, like getting shot up, like somebody pull up on the car, open up fire, his best friend get killed. He said the first time he seen somebody get killed, I think he was like 6. He said he lost one of his best friends at 11. Come on, man. What child should have to watch their best friend die at 11 years old, man? At 11 years old. You think about how that goes on all the time in the black and brown community. Chicago, all them innocent babies getting shot and killed. Think about the mothers that don't have to go in the room and see their child shot by a stray bullet that came through the wall. They had a case down here in South Carolina. The little girl, man, sister was like 10 years old. Somebody started shooting. Boom, boom, boom. Everybody ducked down. The sister get up, everybody all right? And then she don't hear anything. Her daughter in there dead from a bullet to her head, man. Think about the trauma that does to a person, man. The mental health issues that are going to occur from that issue, man. Like, people don't recover from some of these things sometimes, man. Some people don't recover. It takes years and years and years of constant counseling to get this off their mind, man. And some people don't recover from that, man. You can go ahead, Doc. So you had some.
This is a little girl from where I'm from in Anderson. She had got killed over something her brother did. Like, her brother went, I guess, robbed somebody and they came and shot up his mama's house. I think that little girl was like 11.
That was that situation that they had at the house that got shot up.
And then I think a football player had paid for a funeral.
I remember that.
An NFL player.
I remember that.
That was a couple years ago.
That's a couple years ago.
Yeah,
And
man.
thing about it is that brother dead now.
He got killed.
Overdose off fentanyl.
That was him. The one you showed this video.
Yesterday.
That was
So imagine the trauma that his mama had to go through losing both of her kids. One the gun violence and the other one the drug.
You guys anybody say this?
Do y'all remember the guy that got killed at the college in Orangeburg?
Oh yeah.
That was my cousin, Dravis Terry.
Really? On the one that was playing that game?
His roommate or something.
Yeah,
like that
roommate. Yeah,
killed him and said the
I was
gun-
playing a game called.
Oh, with the gun.
But the gun's supposed to have been empty.
What,
Like
Russian
they,
roulette?
it ain't that. It was called something else. Like you will pull the gun out. It's supposed to be empty, but y'all supposed to be pretending
yeah,
like
what
y'all
you're talking
shooting at each other.
I remember that. And he shot the brother.
Shot the brother in the head, right? He got shot in the head, right? Yeah, that was playing some guy. I can't remember what it's called, but it was a trend going around. Everybody was doing it.
That's like when you say you catching them lacking.
Yeah, catch them lacking.
I remember that.
Challenge. Lacking challenge.
Yeah.
No lacking challenge.
No
That's what
lacking.
it's called. No lacking challenge.
Come
His
on, man.
mom's never been the same.
And she still ain't the same. Like that does something to a people, man. Like you're dealing with a nation of people who have been traumatized since our first encounter with these oppressors, man. And these devils wonder why we are the way we are, man. Because we're dealing with hundreds of years of traumatized and victim. Like we're victims, man. Like we've been traumatized. You think about, and you know that can be passed down through genetics. Like stress can be passed down through genetics. They already came out and did the research on it, and they found out that you can pass stress and trauma down to your children. You think about some babies. Why do you think sometimes when babies be little and they hear yelling, they automatically just start crying, start jumping, and start moving around? Like that is something that is genetically passed down. And you think about everything that we endured with our first encounter with these oppressors. We have never had time to heal from this, man. Like we've never had time to heal. Our Latino brothers, our Native Indian brothers, so-called Negroes here in America, we have never had time to heal from being traumatized by these oppressors, man. And they have some nerve to tell us that we need to uplift ourselves and pick ourselves up by our bootstraps. Right. That's why it's so disgusting to see somebody tell black people, hey man, we ain't living like how we used to live in the past. Are you out of your mind? We still are affected by that, man. Right. You don't think this stuff can be passed down? Why do you think you out your damn mind a little bit? It's been passed down. Look at how we live and look at where we live at. Like nobody has helped fix the problem that has been upon us, man. You can go ahead up.
Verse 19. So are the ways of everyone that is greedy of gain, which taketh away the life of the owners thereof.
Right, and so is those who are greedy in gain. If you greedy, man, you got a lot of bastards who will rob and just keep robbing just to rob because they're greedy. That's no different than your Christian pastor. He's a greedy bastard too. He's gonna take until he can't take no more. He's gonna take so much until the Lord has to intervene and kill your pastor. Like just like what's his name? The pastor from down here, John Gray. John Gray taking so much goddamn money, the Lord had to intervene on John Gray and damn near put him to death. And let's see if he's gonna stop and learn. Huh? All right, next time we hear about John Gray, they're gonna be planning a funeral for him.
Who is that? I don't know.
He's the pastor over what's the name of that church? Relentless.
It used to be Redemption.
Oh, that's out there in Greenville.
In Greenville, yep. It's a mega church. And the dude John Gray, he went to sit at the table with Donald Trump.
Wow.
Yeah, he sat at the table like
He was on TV.
Yeah, he was on
I
TV.
think I seen that. Yeah.
Yeah, he's famous now. He got money. He knows about the UPK. You better believe he knows about us. He knows about it, but he's still a prideful bastard. He has not paid General YAHANNA any tithes money yet. So Lord be with him. You can read the rest of the article too, Akai. So like it.
Okay. Historical dehumanization, oppression, and violence against black and African American people has evolved into present day racism.
Damn. So they say all the things that happened to us back then, it has evolved. I mean, it is mutated into something else worse. Right. And what did it mutate into? Racism. Right. Something we deal with every day. You deal with it in the music industry. You deal with it in your jobs. You deal with it when you go inside the stores. You deal with it all the time, man. Like people try to say, "Oh no, racism ain't here no more." Listen, go inside the grocery store and pay for food with EBT if you black, and see how everybody look at you. You got it up.
I mean, is it really the racism that's the problem, or is it the bigotry behind it?
It's the bigotry. That's what it is. You got the people who's giving the racism to us. Like this isn't nothing new. It's nothing new. Like the people it disgusts me when the oppressors tell us we're racist. How? So what? None of this stuff happened to our people? Oh, but things have changed. Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, they guess what they said in this article? They said it has changed. It has evolved to racism. Now, rather than just kill you in the streets, rather than just hang you from a tree or beat you with a whip, now they do it with racism, with Karens, and what do they call the men who are male Karens? I forgot the name of the male. Kens. You got Kens and Carries. Now it is involved into that. Now it's involved in when you want to go get this job. Oh yeah, we're not looking for anybody right now. Oh yeah, we letting you go, man, because this and that. Now it's involved into racism. They hide it better, man.
It's that smile they give you, man.
Oh,
how they do it?
You can't even do it. It's so diabolical.
Cause their face be straight as soon as they see one of us. They need that little smile.
I be wanting to throw it. I in the kingdom. I'm just gonna have a cooler full of frozen apples. I'm just gonna
Not frozen apples.
just cluck him right there in the head with it. Cause that smile is the worst thing. The Bible says that too. You know what I'm saying? In Psalms 55. You know what I'm saying? They smile. They go. Let's get that. That's a heavy one.
Still got Psalms 55, chapter 55, right?
Con.
What verse?
Let me get that for you right now. I think it's Psalms 55. I think. I might be wrong. I'm gonna get it right quick. I got it in the damn archive somewhere. I want to say it's Psalms 55:21.
Nah, well, let me see. The words of his mouth. No,
Well, nah, that ain't it. That ain't it. Salaki, nah, we ain't got to worry about it. It's all right. I go there. I finish this up. Salaki. But you can still kind of tie that into it. That smile is also, something that they're going to use. With that smile is going to come smooth words. Hey, how you doing? Hey, you doing all right today? Yeah, I'm doing good. I was coming to check on my application. Oh, yeah, we're not hiring at this time. Yeah, right now, I remember back in the day, it was hard. Man, I say from the year 2000 to about 2014, it was hard as hell to get a job, especially with no education. Like they wouldn't. I mean, I'm talking about you couldn't get a job. No way. It was hard. Hey, y'all hiring? No, not right now. We're not hiring. We're not hiring. Now they don't give a damn who they give a job to. They do not care. Yep, that's it. Hey, a lot of they don't turn to Oprah Winfrey. Everybody get a job. They do not care. They're hiring any and every. You got any education? Nah, last grade I completed was the 4th. Hired. Can you shovel? Yeah. Give them a job.
They advertising now, no experience.
That's how you know this empire's falling, man. That's how you know it.
They about to start training. My son told me about it. I don't know when it's gonna take place. They want to start a 2-year program in high school for kids to get their CDLs, starting training at 16, and then when they turn 18, they can work. What they call them off by the docks and stuff like that. Containers and stuff like that.
Yard jockeys.
No. Actually hauling the containers from one city to another city and stuff like that at the age of 18. But the only way they can do it, they have to go through that program and work for the government. Any other company, you can't work until you're 21.
Man, listen, man, that's the Lord, man. The Lord has shut down this empire so bad to right now they trying to get the kids out of high school. Right. You know what I'm saying? That goes to show you that it's very important for our kids to get a good trade also. Right. Like our children need to get a good trade. Truck driving is a good trade. If you want to make some quick and easy money, truck driver, that's good. You know what I'm saying? A lot of brothers I know that came home from prison, they call me and the first thing they do is, hey, bro, I'm going to get my CDL license. I always tell them, get your CDLs, bro. You're going to make some money. Like, it's a quick way to make $80,000 a year without having to go to college.
You become an owner operator. You need 6 figures now.
Yeah, you're going to make 6.
Yeah.
It's a headache, but it's worth it. You got it, Akash. You read the rest of the article?
Come. Structural, institutional, and individual, and cultivates a uniquely mistrustful and less influent community experience.
Go ahead.
Characterized by a myriad of disparities, including inadequate access to and delivery of care in the health system.
Right. So with us dealing with this racism, we don't get the health care that so-called Caucasian people get.
Right.
And we all know that's a fact. You know what I'm saying? You looking at it right now. When crack and cocaine was on the scene, guess what? They didn't consider that a mental health issue. They didn't consider that a pandemic. But when these oppressors start overdosing on them opioid pills, what they got right now?
It's a disease.
Yeah, it's a disease. We got the opioid crisis. No, Scott is just a crackhead. Scott is a crackhead, piece of trash, dirt bag, whatever you want to call it. And I remember them oppressors, man, they hate brothers who don't do drugs. I'm telling you. Those ones who got those junkie kids, they hate to see a black man or a black woman who doesn't do drugs, man. Because that's not, you supposed to be the one on drugs.
Feeling is mutual.
I'm trying to tell you.
Everybody frowns upon people that don't do drugs. Like that's like when you tell a person you don't smoke and you say no, they just shocked. Like, what? You don't smoke? Oh, well, I got a bean for you. I don't know that either. Yeah, you don't pop pills either? You don't do nothing, dude.
It's a demon. That demon, when that demon realizes it can't inflict you with that type of, that type of demon, like, okay, damn, you don't smoke cigarettes, you don't smoke weed.
Right.
God damn, what else?
Don't forget, he don't snort that powder.
Ooh, weed, that powder, that thing is, it's what they call it, booger sugar.
Booger sugar.
It's sweet. It's sweet to them. They love it. Nostrils just be flared up. I don't understand how you can snort the
Can't wait
cocaine.
for their nose to bleed.
Ooh. I remember seeing they had somebody, a sister we know, she had in Greenwood where I'm from, she had overdosed. Overdosed, was taking the pills and they was crushing them up and snorted the wrong pill. And that thing was almost took out. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't get the same type of healthcare service that everybody else gets. Like, and the more proof of that is to show you is the opioid crisis. It's because black people, what do they tell black people? Oh, you should be all right. I remember a doctor told me that you should be able to handle it. You should be all right. Nigga, you just cut me over. I need something for the pain. Oh, we don't want you to become addicted to the pain pills. But guess who got addicted to it? Scott the crackhead. Timmy. I'm gonna take $100 out my mom's purse to go buy prescription pills. They gave them the pills.
And if he don't use it, he gonna sell it to get the drug he want.
Trying to tell you, he gonna sell something. And all of that results back. You had something to say, sis?
I was watching like an episode of Dr. Phil, and it's not that they even just take the money from their parents. A lot of their parents be getting the prescriptions, and they'll give their kid a pill. They be like, hey, you want a pill? You can drink and have fun. I seen an episode of that. And then when their son ended up overdosing and dying, like they had 2 sons. One didn't die, but the other one did die because he got a pill that had that like carfentanil in it. And they was on there talking about, yeah, we need the blah, blah, blah. And then he got to ask them some more questions. Well, we did it sometimes, I give him a pill or whatever. And I'm like, what?
You killed your son.
Yeah, you killed him.
And all of that goes right back to even what this article is saying on how we don't get the same type of health care that they get. And even though it was bad, it's kind of good at the same time. Because now the black people didn't get affected by the opioid crisis like white people did. Them want to be so good to white people. Soccer moms. I remember they were talking about them soccer moms and how they had got so addicted to them opioids. And what really made their blood boil was when they started finding soccer moms dead in their Honda van. You know, soccer moms love them vans. And they said they found one lady, like it was I seen the video. She was in the car, dead, like dead as hell. The kids still strapped in on the car seat. The other white people came and got the kids out. And the kid, you can hear the little white girl, she says, "Mommy, okay?" He's like, "Yeah, she's okay, she's okay." And the other devil went up. He was like, "She's gone, man. She's gone. She's dead." And then white America was just, oh my God, we can't have this continuing to happen in our community. But what did you say to black people when our family members were on crack and cocaine? What did you say to them? What Hillary Clinton said, we're super predators? Mm-hmm. That's what she said about our fathers when they were on crack and cocaine. That's what they said about our people because they suffer from mental health issues, man. Like, the reason why a lot of our people got on them drugs was because of mental health issues, man. Mm-hmm. You know, rape in our community was very bad back in the 80s and the 70s and the 60s because you didn't have social media like you did now. So a lot of people would just get raped. A lot of men, you know, it's a lot of men that have been molested as well, and they just sweep it underneath the rug. And a lot of brothers begin to turn violent, hardcore criminals, killers, who will murder you and won't even give a damn about it. A lot of them went to that because of trauma. You know what I'm saying? They started doing drugs because of trauma. You know how many young brothers went through child abuse, man? Like, I know one brother, his dad was in the military, but his dad would beat the living crap out of him and his 3 brothers. I'm talking about would beat. Like, and the dad was so diabolical with it, he didn't hit him in the face. He would just beat their bodies. Just beat him in the body. I remember we was in the 5th grade, and he came to school, and the teacher couldn't stand him because he would always act out. Like, he would act out. And the only time he would listen is when we said, "We're going to call your daddy." He was like, "Don't call my dad. Don't call my dad. Don't call him." And then you had some days where his dad would come up there. His dad would come in the classroom. "Boy, if you don't get yourself together," they scared the hell out of me. I remember the first time I seen him do it, we was in school. The teacher, Miss Gilmore, she said, "So-and-so, you need to get out." She said, "You can't act like that." He said, "No, I'm not going nowhere." And sat in the middle of the classroom with his hands like that. And she trying to push him. He was like, "Don't touch me, don't touch me." And she was like, "Call his dad. That's the only person he'll listen to." That boy daddy came up there within 15 minutes. Came in that classroom and said, "Let's go." He left out. And then when we got older, I think we was in the 8th grade, we ended up linking back at Greenville High School, and we was talking about it. I said, "Boy, you used to be bad as hell in school." He was like, "Man," he said, "my dad used to beat the hell out of me too." He said, "My dad used to beat me and my brothers all the time." I said, "Why your dad used to beat you?" He said, "Just taking his anger out on us." Said he was in the military. Said when he came back from being across seas, his dad kind of had lost his mind a little bit. Had lost his mind. His dad went over there to fight in the military because he wanted to make a better life for his kids, but came back and caused more harm than he ever could, man. Right. That's because of this mental health issues that we go through, man. And Salak, I'm way over time. Salakia, I'm going to pass the class over to priest and officer Kazimar.
So I.S.U.P.K security announcements. We had an I.S.U.P.K start at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rule for new brother or sister. When a new brother or sister comes to the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They have to be saluted only. They are here to share themselves with the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There's another 6 months in which a brother and a sister will court each other. After this 6 month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment, Numbers 18 to 21 / Malachi 3 and 8 through 10, means 10th in Hebrew, Ma'ashra. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you. Give to the Treasury Department. Priest fund.
free will offering for the priest, not mandatory, whatsoever you would like. Upcoming holy convocation, the feast of dedication, Hanukkah, the 25th day of the 9th month, by the space of 8 days, Saturday the 17th, December 2022, for 8 days. First Maccabees 4 and 52 through 61. Remind Akim and Aqua to check the bulletin board in the hallway. If anyone wants to be a trooper in the school, start wearing all black boots, shirt, pants.